Hello, beautiful people. Thank you so much for tuning in, watching, and listening. This is going to be the June 2024 reading for the zodiac sign of Scorpio. As always, my readings are very intuitive, so I'll provide you any intuitive messages I receive, as well as many of the tarot cards. I do recommend you check out your sun, moon, and rising just to get a full picture of everything that's going on for you. And if you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. When you subscribe, that helps me greatly, and you'll be notified when I post new content. But let's go ahead and get into it, Scorpio. Column number 1, we're going to take a look at any big messages coming for the month of June. Column number 2, we're going to talk about anything related to money. Column number 3, we're going to talk about anything related to love. And column number 4, we're going to do a message for our future self or spirit guides. It's almost like an advice for the month of June. We'll also do 3 yes or no questions, and a crystal of the month, and a healing note for you. Let's get into it here. Again, column number 1, any big messages coming for the month of June. We have the summary affirmation card of expectation. One of my favorite cards in the entire deck. It's actually the card that's on the box as well, so it's really neat to see. But I just feel like when I see the expectation card, I feel like you have high expectations, Scorpio, but things end up being even better than you expected. So I just love that kind of feeling of better than expected. So exceeding expectations here. But let's go ahead and take a look, see what messages we've got. And see what we can find out here for you. So first up, we have the Ace of Swords. Anytime I have the Ace card, an Ace card, it's a card of newness. So with the case of Ace of Swords, this is typically finding out some sort of information, gaining some sort of clarity. I like to see this because I feel like you're sitting in a maybe not so good spot. So again, this information will be better than expected, which I love to see. Taking a look at our next card, we have the 10 of Wands. The 10 of Wands, we're kind of stressed right now. We're overwhelmed. We're exhausted. This is having lots of burdens. So you see this person carrying a lot of weight here with the 10 of Wands. So whatever this information, this clarity is, it should resolve, sorry, I couldn't think of the word, Scorpio. It should resolve some of the burdens, some of the overwhelmed feelings, some of the stress that we have going on. As a result of it too, I do think there could be some prioritizing. So we have the 2 of Pentacles, like this is weighing our options, figuring out what direction to go. And again, I feel like we can't keep doing all the things that we're doing now. So there's kind of some redirection that's happening here. Let's take a look at our clarifiers and see what messages I can give you. First up, we have the Strength card. Love to see the Strength card. This is a card of self-love, self-respect. So with this, I feel like we can move forward and do what's best for ourselves. So I really like to see that here. This is a focus on respecting yourself, loving yourself, taking care of yourself. So that's great to see with the Strength card. This is also the courage, or kind of the push that we need to adjust some of the things that are going on. So again, this is to reprioritize, this is to refocus, this is to give our energy to the most important things. Looking at our 5 of Pentacles, the 5 of Pentacles is a card of worry. I just feel like we're kind of sitting in a low spot, and I'm not surprised to see with the 10 of Wands through and through, that's kind of burnt out, that's exhaustion, that's having too much going on when we see a card like that. So I'm not surprised to see this kind of worry, this kind of anticipation. Again, this is almost like a burnout card as well with the 5 of Pentacles. But again, we really get to use this information to move forward and clarify and refocus. The 10 of Swords at the bottom here, again, just kind of falls in line with the 5 of Pentacles, the 10 of Wands here. This is like feeling like we're in a low place. You see this, the sky is dark, the person's laying down, they have all these swords stuck into them. But again, I feel like we get to refocus, we get to reprioritize, we get to move away from this because our energy is going to be focused on something new. So all in all, really positive shift happening here for you. I know this looks like a lot of heavy cards, but again, this is more about the shift, the finding out the new information, the refocus, the reprioritization here. Okay, Let's take a look at our next column, which is anything related to money. So a quick money message here for you, Scorpio. Find ways to experience joy during the process of creating money. This will allow it to come faster, easier, and consistently. In this column, we're going to talk about anything related to money, job, career, finances, businesses you run, investments you have, whatever you associate with money here. First up, we have the Sun card, which I love to see. I think we can arguably say that the Sun card is the best card in the entire tarot deck here. It's material happiness, it's joy, it's success, it's positive outcomes. So I like to see this. I actually think you're enjoying work right now, Scorpio, which is so unique. I feel like a lot of us just work for a paycheck, which is fine. Sometimes that is just life and the way it is. But I actually feel like we're really content here and we're enjoying what we're doing and we're very successful in making good moves in terms of career and finance here, Scorpio. The next card we have is the Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles is a very generous card. Again, I feel like you have a good employer here. I feel like the generosity is there in terms of pay, in terms of raises, opportunities, promotion. This is also a card of giving or receiving. And again, I feel like you give the hard work, but then you receive. Like the company seems to really value and appreciate you. At the bottom here, we have the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is a very studious, a very hardworking card. So again, you're putting in the hard work, but I feel like you're valued, you're appreciated, you reap the benefits of your hard work, which is nice to see. This is a very studious card though, very much so a learning card with the Page of Cups. So potentially some of you could be learning something new, going back to school, getting a degree, getting a certification. I do feel like there's some advanced learning happening here at the bottom. Taking a look at our clarifiers now, first up we have the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords, this is a card, this is interesting. So, I don't know, I think there was a job recently or previously, Scorpio, there was like a lot of gossip, a lot of dramas, a lot of rumor, a lot of unknown. And we just don't have that here, but I feel like you've recently realized that and that makes you feel so happy as well, right? That we don't have that. This is also like a truth card, and I feel like it's very transparent. It's very candid at this current place of employment, very direct. The next card that we have is the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is a card of luxury, self-sufficiency, gains. Again, I feel like you are putting in hard work here, Scorpio, but you get the gains from it. You're getting the money, you have the enjoyment, there's fulfillment here. You scratch their back, they're scratching your back. So I like this. It's a very beneficial relationship for both sides. At the bottom, we have the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands, there's some nice flexibility here. There's some freedom as well. I'm hearing creativity too. And again, I think that's for those of you that are learning. Like, I feel like you're supported in advancing your knowledge and wanting to learn new skills or advanced skills. So again, you have that freedom, that flexibility to be creative and expand in the way that you want to expand. So I feel like that's great. I don't think a lot of people have that relationship with their work, and I love to see that for you, Scorpio. Taking a look at our next column now, we're going to talk about anything related to love. So some quick love messages for you. Give thanks for blessings of love soon to come your way. Know that you deserve to be and have all that your heart truly desires. In this call, we're going to talk about anything related to love, family, friends, relationship, children, marriage, whatever you associate with love. First, we have the Star card. The Star card is a card, I feel like there's some renewal here, some revival happening. So this is like renewing of energy. This is refocusing, but this is a big boost. So I don't know, it looks like there's some sort of healing happening here as well, Scorpio. Looking at our next card, which is the Queen of Cups. So very healing, very nurturing, very supportive. I'm going to venture to say that it's like we are reconciling a relationship or something happens and like together we're healing, we're growing, we're reviving because of this. We're re-energizing here. It's like we're rekindling love, but it could be an existing relationship. It could be a former relationship. At the bottom, I do see the Five of Cups. So this is a card of low feelings. This could be like grieving. This could be loss. It could be separation. Again, it's just kind of heavy feelings that we see with the Five of Cups. So I see the hurt here, but then again, we have all these cards saying that we're renewing and we're repairing. I'm sorry for those of you that actually do have somebody pass away here. I do think there could be some grieving, but again, I feel like there's a lot of healing and a lot of support and a lot of love that's happening here. Or again, for some of you that just had an issue with a relationship and were upset or hurt here, or maybe the relationship ended and again it's being rekindled, but I feel like there's healing and there's revival here in this. Taking a look at our clarifiers now, let's take a look and see what other messages we have. First up, we have the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups, again, this is like that renewal, that reunion, this reconnection. There's also past events being reconciled here. This is like a nostalgic card, a reflection card. So again, I do think for some of you, this is an opportunity to rekindle or repair some of the things that have happened. The next card we have is the Ten of Pentacles. This is leaving a legacy. So I do feel like this is a pretty strong long-term relationship. Leaving a legacy, you know, it's got some history behind it and it has a lot of potential in the future that we see here. Last but not least, we have the Page of Pentacles. This is kind of a patience card, so keep patience top of mind. But I feel like for some of you, it could have taken time to repair this relationship, or, you know, we were waiting for the right time. So patience is coming into play. The other piece of that, though, is as we do try to heal, repair, revive, I think we need to be patient as we move through this kind of healing process. All right, moving on now to our fourth and final column, a message from our future self or spirit guides. We have the summary affirmation card of formation. This is a really cool card because I think the pieces are coming together and you may or may not see it. You may or may not know it, Scorpio, but it's nice. It's like the universe is conspiring in your favor. All of your ducks are getting in a row. We're getting all the puzzle pieces put into place. The storm is building, but like a good kind of storm that pushes you forward. So formation is happening. Something is coming together on the back end, whether you're aware of it or not. So big fan of the formation card and that kind of motion that sometimes we may or may not be aware of. All right, so let's take a look at our cards. So first up, we have the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands is a card of expansion and growth. Again, we're working on something big. I like how everything is coming together, whether you can see that or not yet. This is a planning card though, so I think that you can help drive this formation. We need to have a plan on this expansion, this growth, this thing that we're working on. The next card we have is the Ten of Pentacles. We talked about this a little bit ago as well. This is leaving a legacy. So this is the big moves. And again, we want to have a plan for our big moves. We want to have a long-term plan. I think you're working on the right thing. I think this is the right path to go down. This is interesting. Some of you could be planning what you're going to be doing in retirement. And I also want to throw this out here. If some of you are waiting for money to do something, I do feel like the money could come in because we have the Ten of Pentacles, which is like a inheritance or lump sum money type card. So I think the money will come into play if money is one of the things that you need. And at the bottom we have the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands, this is a card of freedom, flexibility. The one thing I'll say here, Scorpio, is I think you really need to make sure that you carve out the time to focus on this. Let's look at our clarifiers now, see what other messages I can give you. First, we have the Page of Wands. Interestingly enough, this is like an action or doer card, but if you take a look at the card, this person's feet are not moving. They're just standing there. So again, this is more about planning the action, planning what we're going to be doing. So again, I think things are coming together really nicely here, Scorpio, but you need to have a plan as to how you're going to proceed forward. The next card we have is the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands is a card of obstacles, challenges. I always tell people it's small bumps in the road, so do be aware that little things could pop up, little things might not go as planned. But that's okay, and that doesn't take away from the fact that I think that this is the right move for you long term. I feel like this is a good strategic move. This is leaving a legacy type action. Also, having that plan in place is going to help you overcome any little obstacles that may present themselves. At the bottom, we have the Nine of Swords. This is a tired card. If you look at this card, this person's actually laying in bed or sitting up in bed here. So this is worry, this is exhaustion, this is tired, not being able to sleep. So again, I feel like we are a little burnt out, we're spread a little thin. And again, my advice here is to make sure that you give yourself the freedom, give yourself the time that you need to be focusing on this here. Scorpio would be really important. Okay, now at this time, I'm going to give you the opportunity to ask 3 yes or no questions. We're going to use our Gypsy Witch fortune telling deck. If you don't have 3 questions in mind here, Scorpio, you can pause the video and think of them. But question number 1, we have the 5 of Hearts, number 2 card. That's going to be a yes. Question number 2, we have the 8 of Hearts, number 36 card. That's going to be a no. And question number 3, we have the 8 of Spades, number 32 card. That's going to be a yes. All right, we are also going to pull a card from our Healing Stones deck, which is a crystal to keep with you through the month of June. You have Moonstone, which is very good feminine energy, but really helps with devotion, focusing on the right things. It's intuitive, and it really kind of helps when things get chaotic and get crazy. Last but not least, we're going to pull a card from our Healing Notes deck. Your Healing Note says, you are a courageous person. Thank you so much, Scorpio, for tuning in, watching, and listening. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, follow. That helps me greatly as I'm trying to grow my channel. Also, when you subscribe, you'll be notified when I post new content, so that's fabulous. I did include my Venmo in the comments box if you feel inclined to make a donation. But thank you so much, Scorpio, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your June.